In yesterday's video addressing the Jack Roslovic trade rumors, I talked about the possibility of Vegas making a move and what that would possibly look like with the Winnipeg Jets because of the interest they were showing in Jack Roslovic and possibly moving Nate Schmidt to Winnipeg. But recently, there have been more news coming out around Winnipeg and the teams that they are looking out to be trading for and players they are looking to trade for. This is coming from Scott Blychek, saying that hearing that several teams have inquired about Mackenzie Weegar in Florida. The NHL Jets to appear as one of them, but just an inquiry at this point. Now, what makes it interesting, in my opinion, and the reason I decided to make a video on it, even though it's just an inquiry at this point, has nothing to do with the fact that I think that, the Jets are going to make a big trade with Florida. It's because I actually think we could see something very similar to what just happened with Montreal and Columbus in swapping RFA for RFA. If you go over and look at Cap Friendly right now, and you take a look at Mackenzie Weegar, he is right now a 26-year-old restricted free agent. If you go over to the Winnipeg Jets cap-friendly page and take a look down at their forwards and see who's an RFA, you'll see that Jack Roslovic is a restricted free agent as well. I wouldn't be surprised to see a possible move similar to what we've already seen with this year before the draft with the Montreal Canadiens and Columbus and trading Max Domi for Josh Anderson and swapping RFAs and signing them to contracts. Jack Roslovic is 3 years younger than Mackenzie Weegar, but they are playing different positions, and I don't think the Jets are really eager to keep Jack Roslovic around for a bottom six role. I don't think they know he's a part of the future at this point. I think they have an idea of what they're going forward with, and I think that's why they're looking at it. And that's a very interesting proposal for me to think of as a Jets fan. When you go over and look at Mackenzie Weegar, he's been a pretty solid defenseman for the Florida Panthers. Selected in the 7th round, 206 overall in the 2013 NHL draft, he's played pretty well ever since coming into the league in 2016-17 with Florida. Playing 3 games in his first rookie season, putting up no points, but playing 3 games and being 0 on the plus-minus, so not really having an impact. But as a second year, he played 60 games as a sophomore, getting 2 goals, 6 assists for 8 points, and a +5, and only 32 penalty minutes. Then you go into 2018-19 season, in 64 games, 4 goals, 11 assists, 15 points, 64 penalty minutes. So a lot of penalty minutes there, but overall, a pretty good season for him nonetheless. Then you get into the 2019 and 2020 season. 45 games played, 7 goals, 11 assists, 18 points, his best season in the NHL, and also his best plus-minus record as well, even though that's a dead stat, as I always like to say. But the point being, he's only gotten better with his time in the NHL, and especially on a Florida blue line that has seen better days in the past compared to what he's been in the last few years. So, all that being said, Mackenzie Weegar is an interesting piece to talk about in trading. When you go over and look at Jack Roslovic's stats, obviously he hasn't had as much success in the NHL as people thought he might when he was originally drafted. He has not been a bad player at all for the team, but his highest point total being this year 12 goals, 17 assists for 29 points in 71 games. Obviously, that's not going to help you crack your top 6 in a team when you're a young guy trying to push it. He's gotten better a little bit, but not very much to the point where he's improved. Last year in 77 games, he had 9 goals, 15 assists for 24 points, and this year, in 71 games, he had 5 more points. So overall, not that much of a big difference in Roslovic, and he hasn't improved that much overall in his game, like a lot of Jets fans would say. And that's what makes this trade interesting, in my opinion. I would not be opposed to seeing a Mackenzie Weegar, Jack Roslovic swap at RFA, only because I think that Mackenzie Weegar would be beneficial for us down the road, and I could possibly see him turning into another type of Neil Pionk type of contract, where he only improves more with our team once he arrives, if we were to trade for somebody like that. And this is why I decided to talk about this. I wasn't going to make a video talking about Weegar because I didn't want to make a video talking about every single Roslovic possible trade rumor, because I would be on my computer for hours recording and really just making rumor videos, and it wouldn't lead anywhere. But this is an interesting topic to think about. If the Jets are thinking about going for the cheapest contracts right now and trying to stay under, moving pro, and trying to see what they can do to be under the cap the best they can with the best defenseman they can get at an affordable price, Weegar could just be that option. He might not cost that much. You could easily sign him to a bridge deal, probably similar to even less than what DeMello got, if you're asking me, for what he is, and he could only possibly get better with the club. I think it would be a possible really good signing for the Jets. I think they should look at doing a swapping for RFA like we saw. I just hope we don't end up giving him a bunch of money, obviously, like what Bergevin did with Josh Anderson, but I think if we were able to just stick away from something like that and just look at Mackenzie Weegar as a prospect and as an NHL player at this point, and what he can grow into and what he is at 26 years old and what Jack Roslovic is at 23 years old, I would be okay swapping them 1-for-1 and just trying to help increase the blue line for next year, because I think our offense in our top 6 will do just fine without Jack Roslovic playing a mediocre third pairing role, not getting very many points and playing maybe with Copper Lowry or something like that. I would much rather have Weegar on my blue line growing into his game more and helping blossom that defense back into a competitive level and a very good, solid defensive team that we used to be just a few years ago. But let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. Would you be opposed to seeing an RFA swap with Roslovic for another RFA bringing in a defenseman? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. As always, if you're brand new to the channel and a fan of hockey in general, regardless of what team you root for, definitely consider dropping a subscription. We are on that road to 300 subs, and I do appreciate all the support you guys give the channel. It really does mean a lot to me, and I do thank you all for that. With all that being said, I'm going to end the video here. Peace, love, and positivity, guys. I will see you in the next one. Peace out. Take care. Bye-bye. Go Jets, go.